Chilling tales for dark nights.
The following performance is a first-round entry in the 2017 Evil Idol voice acting competition. Voting is simple. Following the performance, simply click the thumbs up icon on this video if you'd like them to become a member of the team, or the thumbs down if you'd rather they not. Voting on this entry will conclude 1 week after the date of its posting. Good luck to all of our contestants.
I knew she was the one. She was the image of beauty. Her red hair flowed down past her waist, and her skin was the fairest I had ever seen, so that her face always had a pink blush to it. Her eyes, however, corrupted her perfection. One brown, the other the green of fetid swamp water. They were so appalling to me that I was relieved on the days she wore sunglasses, even indoors. She came to my shop every Sunday around 5 in the evening, and bought a dozen red roses. The first few times, she had cried, and it had taken every ounce of my willpower not to reach out and wipe the tears from her beautiful face. Then the tears ceased to appear, but she paid with a solemn silence. After several months of these exchanges, I finally worked up the courage to inquire about the flowers. "Who are they for?" I asked her. She had seemed taken aback by the question. "For someone that lost their name," she managed to choke out. She had seemed upset, and, not wanting her to burst into tears, I pressed the matter no further. My curiosity far from sated, I closed the shop after she purchased her roses the week after that, and followed her at a discreet distance when she left. She led me to a cemetery, and placed the roses at a grave before leaving while I hid behind a mausoleum, so that she would not see me. When she was gone, I approached the grave with so many roses in various stages of dying laying upon it. I crouched and read the headstone. Lieutenant Richard Carleton, loved and lost by all that knew him. What did she mean about him not having a name? I wondered and went home, puzzled. It changed nothing, though. I still had to have her. I still had to perfect her. From the checks that she sometimes used instead of cash or card, I knew her address. With that knowledge, I began to watch her house when I wasn't at the shop or my own home. She left her blinds open most of the time, making it far too easy to surveil her. I learned her patterns, when she worked, when she slept, and even showered and ate. She usually cooked chicken for dinner, and read for a bit before going to sleep very late in the night, almost always at least after midnight. She also woke up early, never getting more than 6 hours of sleep at night, and carefully applied makeup to cover the dark circles underneath those disgusting eyes. When I knew the time was right, I waited for her to shower before bed so she would not hear the glass of her back door breaking. After smashing it with my coat-covered hand, I reached through the jagged hole and unlocked it. Then I let myself in, stepping over the broken glass and following the sound of running water to the bathroom. She screamed, trying to cover her naked body with her hands and run, but I grabbed her by the wrist and head, slamming her back into the tiled wall of the shower with a sharp crack. She went limp, and I carried her out, binding her wrists and ankles with the belt from her robe, and wrapping her in the blue comforter from her bed before carrying her out to my car. The trunk was the perfect size for her, and I managed to get her back to my house and down in the basement before she finally woke up. She screamed again. Of course she did. She did not yet know the gift I was giving her, the gift of untarnished beauty. I stuffed an old ball of yarn into her mouth. "Shh," I said calmly. "It's okay now. I'm going to fix you. Won't that be nice? They won't bother you anymore." She continued to emit muffled cries. Why? Didn't she understand all the time and effort I was putting into helping her? No one could ever give her a gift as generous as I was going to. Her indifference infuriated me. I grabbed her by the hair and yanked her head up to look at me. "Shut the fuck up, you ungrateful bitch," I snarled into her tear-streaked face. "And stop crying." She quieted down, thankfully, but the tears still came. No matter, they would stop soon enough. I set her up on a table, and made sure her body was secured to it with some nylon rope I had lying around. Then I removed the yarn from her mouth. "What do you want from me?" she whimpered. "You can have all the money you want. Just let me go, please." I shook my head in bewilderment. "I don't want anything from you," I told her. "I'm giving you a gift, my dear." I leaned over to the side and picked up 2 red roses, holding them up for her to see. "I don't understand," she said, those grotesque eyes staring at me, wide with fear. I curled my lip in disgust and set the flowers back down.
Thank you for listening. If you haven't already, don't forget to cast your vote for this contestant via either a thumbs up or thumbs down vote. New entries will be posted throughout July. Be sure to tune in and vote for each of them and help decide who becomes the next evil idol. In the meantime, turn off the lights and turn on the dark.
Chilling tales for dark nights.